If you've been stuck at the same weight, not dropping body fat, not seeing results, but you still hit the gym all the time, it might not be because of your protein intake. It could be because of this underrated macronutrient. Everybody says eat more protein, and I'm sure you've been able to try that and hit that before. But the real problem is your carbohydrate intake. You might have cut out carbohydrates or lowered them too much, thinking that it's going to help you get super lean and shredded. But really, you're just flat, fatigued, tired, and it's a problem. And really, you just need to get lean, have more energy, so you can look in the mirror and be proud and not feel insecure if you take off your shirt in front of your wife, in front of your kid, your friends. So let me show you how to actually cut while eating more carbs. Carbs are essential because they help fuel your workouts, they help you recover after the gym, helping you build more muscle while you drop body fat, and it helps your metabolism. You get a better pump in the gym, you're more full, you have higher testosterone, you lower your cortisol, the stress hormone. It's so important. And not overeating carbohydrates, that'll make you fat. But you want to time them properly. You want to use them as fuel. You want to have it around before and after training. That's how you're going to get this next level result. An example macro split could be something like 40% carbs, 30% protein, 30% fat. But it all depends. But this is a general good guideline. You do need to adjust it though. You will need to slowly drop your carbohydrate intake down over time. But that's not what you'd want to do at first. First, you want to raise your carbohydrates. And you might sound like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Raising carbohydrates? Think about it. If you're on 1,500 calories, if you're under eating right now, try increasing your carbs to 50 grams. Just see what happens when you increase your carbs to 50 grams. And now you need to be consistent with this. You don't want to go overboard. You don't want to screw up like most guys do and just binge eat one day and then explode and put on excess body fat. No, you can do this smart by reverse dieting. For 2 weeks, increase the carbs by 50 grams and just watch what happens. Watch how the workouts go, how the pump goes, how the recovery is, how the fat loss is, how you see these changes in the mirror and you actually get leaner and leaner each week, because what you're doing is you're increasing your carbs, you're having better workouts, you're building more muscle, and you're doing things like fidgeting, you're walking around more. Your body will want to burn those carbs off. Your body will have so much more energy from these extra carbohydrates. It'll be easier to walk more. You'll be burning more calories without even thinking about it. That's why you got to increase your carbs. If you've been in this state where you're on low calories, you're gonna run into problems where you're fatigued, you're tired. It's not what you want. So first go into this reverse diet phase. Bring up your carbs as high as you possibly can, and you should not be gaining a lot of weight at all. No, I'm talking about 1 to 2 pounds max in this reverse dieting phase. It can be 4 to 6 weeks. Within that time frame, you should be good. You should have fixed your metabolism by then. Now you need to go back down. But guess what? You can go back down into a dieting phase with like 3,000 calories. You could start your cut with 3,000 calories instead of 2,000 calories because you properly boosted your metabolism and actually fucking fixed it. And so now you can cut, and it's so easy compared to cutting on 2,000, 1,500 calories. You start with that, then you have to go lower, then you have to go on 1,200 calories. No, that's not going to work. That's not going to be sustainable. That's not how you're going to be able to have great pumps in the gym. If you do keto, you do carnivore, you're not recovering properly. You're not building as much muscle as you could be, and it's just not a smart approach. You want to weight train 3 to 5 times a week, and you want to focus on progressive overload. You already know that part. That part's the easy part. It's the carbohydrate intake. But let me walk you through what a day-to-day would actually look like. So breakfast, we're thinking something like eggs, Greek yogurt, some fruit, maybe a bagel, if it's a lowish calorie bagel, or a lowish calorie bread of some kind, or just banana, right? So it's Greek yogurt, eggs, a little carbs to get that energy going. We're gonna go with lunch, which is ground beef, rice, some veggies in there. Oh my goodness, the micronutrients you're gonna get, and then the quick energy from the carbs, you're gonna be feeling so pumped up. I would hit the gym after that, and I would probably have a banana or a Rice Krispie again for even more quick carbs to have a massive pump in the gym. This is going to help out a ton. This is going to give you more energy throughout your workout. You're going to want to lift heavier. You're going to just have more fucking power and drive, right? When you have those extra carbohydrates. And then after the gym, ideally you would want to have a little bit of protein and carbs within an hour, but life comes up, we're always busy, but that's the most optimal situation. If you can't do it within an hour, a couple hours, that's all right. Have your dinner and make sure it's loaded with carbs. So make sure you're loaded with carbs, protein. This is the most important time to have carbs because you just broke down your muscles. Now you need to repair it. Now you need to replenish the glycogen that was drained from the workout. And you need to have the protein to stimulate muscle protein synthesis, repair the muscle, the final meal. This is where I recommend having something, nothing too crazy. I really like to have rice, salmon of some kind of fattier fish, some good omega-3s. That is really going to be good for your testosterone and just giving you more energy. I also like to have some avocado. I also like to have a fruit. That is huge, and I normally go with a orange, like a mandarin, to just help with digestion. It's a nice shot of vitamin C. And this is great because it helps with sleep. Oh, and another thing, I might have some eggs again. And it does sound like a lot, but if you're training hard, you're recovering properly, you can eat that food, you can eat more food. But obviously you want to work your way up to that because it comes out to about 3,000 calories. If you started at 2,000 calories, you don't want to just start eating 2,000 calories immediately. No, you want to do the reverse dieting phase I talked about. And I would say the best time to add in carbs are going to be in that post-workout meal and in the pre-workout meal. That's going to be huge. So focus on that. And bedtime. Bedtime carbs are huge because you can actually get a good sleep. If you're not having a good meal that puts you out to sleep, you're going to be just having worse sleep quality. You're going to be more stressed. You need to be able to have good sleep. That's huge. Everybody knows that, but the meal you have before bed is so important. Some people say don't eat before bed immediately. I would wait 2 hours. So I would try and have the last meal before 2 hours of bed. You don't want to be sitting in bed and digesting food. That can interrupt your sleep and make it hard to have deeper sleep. So ideally, if you can, it's not easy, have the last meal 2 hours before bed. So that is the framework I follow. And this is what gives me long-lasting energy all day, great recovery, great pumps in the gym, maximizing my muscle growth while also focusing on fat loss. And I would slowly taper down the carbs when I do a cut. But first you got to bring up your metabolism, then you cut down. You be smart with it. You don't slash your calories because you can lose too much muscle if you go too quick with it. And the whole point is to show up lean, chiseled, defined, not starved. No, that's not what you want. So guys, hopefully you got a lot of value in this and hopefully you understand how important carbohydrates are for your muscle growth, for fat loss, for just building the dream physique so you can show up, impress your family and friends, and look like a Greek god. That's what it's about. And if you want more help with this, coming up with a strategic, tailored plan specifically made for you, if you want to fast track your progress, click the first link down below for one-on-one coaching, apply, or just reach out to me on Instagram, shoot me a DM. Make sure to subscribe. Peace, chat. Let's go.